You care. So why don't you start? Let me give you a strange situation. You have something important due tomorrow. You genuinely care about it. You've had several days to work on it. And tonight, you suddenly decide that this is the perfect moment to clean a drawer you haven't touched in 6 months. Why? If you cared about the task, why didn't you just do it? That's where our usual explanation, "I'm lazy," starts falling apart. Because procrastination isn't always a motivation problem. Sometimes it's an emotion regulation problem. And once you understand that distinction, procrastination starts making a lot more sense. Think about two tasks. One takes 30 minutes and feels easy. The other takes 10 minutes, but makes you nervous. Which one are you more likely to avoid? Often the 10-minute one, because humans don't only respond to the amount of work involved. We respond to how that work feels. A task can trigger uncertainty, boredom, frustration, self-doubt, fear of failure, or even fear of being evaluated, and your mind discovers an extremely quick solution. Do something else. Imagine you're supposed to start your tax paperwork. You feel overwhelmed. Then you pick up your phone. Suddenly, no tax paperwork. Your discomfort drops. For a moment, you feel better. And that's precisely why avoidance can become so sticky. You didn't solve the task, but you changed your emotional state. Unfortunately, the relief is temporary. The task is still there. Now you've added guilt and time pressure, and the cycle begins again. Discipline matters. Planning matters. Deadlines matter. But if you never understand what you're avoiding, you may keep designing better schedules for the wrong problem. So when you catch yourself procrastinating, ask what feels uncomfortable about starting this. Maybe you don't know where to begin. That's a clarity problem. Maybe you're afraid your work won't be good enough. That's a different problem. Maybe the task feels enormous. That's another problem. Different causes need different responses. Here's something to experiment with. Don't focus on finishing. Focus on entering. If you're writing, open the document and write one sentence. If you're studying, read one page. If you're exercising, commit to 5 minutes. You're lowering the psychological barrier to beginning. And once you've started, continuing may feel considerably easier. There's another question I love. What would make this 20% easier to begin? Not effortless, not enjoyable, just 20% easier. Maybe you need information. Maybe you need to remove your phone. Maybe you need a smaller first step. Maybe you need to accept that the first draft will be terrible. Solve that problem. So the next time you procrastinate, don't immediately attack your character. Get curious. Ask, what am I avoiding? Ask what emotion is attached to this. What's the smallest possible entry point? Because sometimes the distance between procrastination and progress isn't more motivation. It's making the beginning easier. If understanding your own behavior like this is useful to you, stay with inner frequency. We're not collecting psychology facts here. We're learning to catch these patterns while they're actually happening in our lives.